Hello, my name is James Huskins. The speech that I chose from the many examples given by Mr. Zinn was one performed by the English actress Emily Blunt and was given by the suffragette Emily Pankhurst. Originally Emily Golden, she was born in Manchester, England in 1858. She was one of 10 children and grew up in a very politically active family. Her parents both supported women's rights and the abolition of slavery. Emmeline was educated in Paris. After returning home, she met her husband Richard in 1878. He was a lawyer and also an activist for women's rights, and though he was 24 years her senior, they married in 1879. During the next 10 years, Emmeline gave birth to 5 children, all the while staying politically active and helping her husband with his unsuccessful run for parliament. But it was not until 1889 that she became a supporter for the Women's League. Instead of just protesting for votes for a single woman, as some groups did, the Women's League wanted rights for all women, whether they had husbands or not. Emmeline worked with the group, encouraged by her husband until his death in 1898. After Richard's death, grief tempered Miss Pankhurst's activism, though she did remain involved in women's rights. But in 1903 she created a new league. It was for women only and focused exclusively on voting rights, the Women's Social and Political Union. Their slogan was deeds, not words. Though at first the WSPU only held rallies, they still found themselves being arrested and imprisoned. Emily Pankhurst herself was first arrested in 1908. She encouraged the women to temper themselves when in 1910 and 1911 law was proposed to give them their rights. But when it failed, the women became more militant. Windows were broken and buildings were burned and bombed. The women did anything they could to bring attention to their cause. One lady, Emily Davidson, was killed when she threw herself under a racehorse at the King's Derby in a bid to bring attention to their cause. Beginning in 1909, when the women were arrested, they could go on hunger strikes. This led to the passing of the Cat and Mouse Bill. Once the painful force feedings were deemed medically dangerous, this meant that women could be released from prison until they were once again healthy, then could be rearrested for the same crime, and made to serve the remainder of their previous sentence. Things went on in this manner until the breakout of World War I. Pankhurst then encouraged the women of the WSPU to stop their activism and instead help with the war effort. This led the government to believe the women could be a more productive part of society, and in 1910 they were granted their right to vote if they met the age requirement, which was 30 years old, when men could vote at 21, and the property restrictions. The next year, women were allowed to be voted into Parliament. All of this was due to the dedication and work of Emily Pankhurst, and though she would not live to see it in 1928, women's rights to vote was changed to carry the same requirements as those of the men. Thank you.